Yo, what up, dogs? And welcome to the 21st summary of the Highway to Value Town project. It's been another terrible week of betting. Volume low, 57 bets, only low turnover, of course. This number is wrong. Should be O something. I think 0.86 or something. We're down another almost 2,000 Norwegian crowns, and our ending bankroll is less than 6,500. We're now down more than 70% of my starting bankroll. Needless to say, this has been going worse than I thought. And I've decided to make some changes. See, I've lost 70% now. I think what this means for me is simply that the variance in playing this value betting game is much higher than I thought. It's a more longer term game than I thought it was going to be. I've already placed 4,238 bets, yet I'm at the all-time low of this project. I am the furthest away, so my P&L graph is the furthest away from the closing EV line it's ever been. And then that's after 4,200 bets. And I still believe in this system, if you want to call it that. No doubt that this is value betting, meaning I should be up here, but I will most likely need to bet a lot more bets or place a lot more bets. So given the fact that I've lost most of my bankroll, which is fine, I had no problem with losing the money, but I will now getting back to, let's call it even to break even, given my current bankroll, is going to take a lot of time. And I actually, at this point, I expected to be somewhere around, so after 21 weeks, I expected to be almost at, I think, around 8,000 bets. So at this point in time, I wanted to have the double amount of bets that I have in today. So I'm actually going to make some radical moves in my presets. They're not radical. But what I will do, since I still only, it's still, the TradeMate Sports are still now not giving me any bets on Coolbet. So the only bookies I have access to at the moment that I'm betting on are going to be Betson and Bet365. It's been like that for, 10 weeks or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow for the unrecommended leagues on the Betson account. Not on the Bet365 account, but on the Betson account. The reason for that is that if I should get limited on Betson, I still have NordicBet and BetSafe to run with, because those are skins of Betson and typically will provide the same types of odds and bets. So if I get limited on Betson, let's say in this week, I can jump over to BetSafe or NordicBet. And it's also going to be super interesting to see how betting on unrecommended leagues will affect whether I'm being limited or not. For sure, I will probably not be able to place large sums on the unrecommended leagues, even on Betson, but I think I should be fine. I think during this project, and I've placed how many bets on Betson? Over 1,000, so 1,100 bets on Betson. I think I've only been limited in stake size on one or two bets. So I'm definitely not limited on bets on at the moment. But we'll see now when we're adding the unrecommended leagues and see what happens. So what's going to be interesting is to see, obviously, the limits they sort of amounts that they allow me to place on the unrecommended leagues, and how long it will take to get limited, because I'm definitely going to get limited, I think, if I'm also winning. The reason I'm doing this is because simply I've sort of, quote unquote, given up on this project. I'm not sure if if had I not added unrecommended leagues to the mix and only being able to bet on Bet365 and Betson, it would have taken me more than a year, I think, to complete these 10,000 bets that I wanted to. So hopefully so that's going to be, I guess, the third interesting thing to see, adding unrecommended leagues. How much more is that going to contribute to the volume? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to create a preset for, I think I already have done that, right? So I have already a preset for Bet365 on Rex. I'm not going to touch that one though. I am going to touch this one. So the bets on Rex is going to look like this. Bets on all sports, all odds types, 1.2 to 3. So I'm not going to push it higher than that, but I want at least 3% edge on these unrecommended leagues. And 0 to 12 hours before game time, that's fine. It's what it's always been. We're now on all leagues, including the unrecommended, and we're removing all trades on that line. So that's the preset for that, and then I'm going to stick with here the normal settings that I've had on, at the moment it's only Betson and Bet365, where I'm going to just place on the recommended leagues. And here I'll accept edge from 1% and higher. Otherwise, the presets are pretty much the same. So that's it. It's going to be very interesting to see the next weeks with these new presets and see if that changes anything up. Hopefully things will improve, especially on the P&L side. I might, if this works out well, I'm thinking I might turn the Kelly size down, because I'm still at a 50% Kelly, which is very, very, very aggressive. And recently, I think I heard last week that even TradeMate Sports recommended moving from 25% Kelly down to 20%. So if this, depends on how this works out the next couple of weeks, I might adjust the Kelly bet sizing as well. Anyway, that's it for this week. Have a good one, and come back next week to see how I did with these new presets. Peace!